are on the globe, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. Today I wanted to talk about MoNique, and I want to say that it's my humble opinion that she's among the monarchs. MoNique lately has been in the news a lot because some people have deemed her as one thing, and some people are saying another. We have a good proportion of people rooting for it, and we have a good proportion of people on the opposite spectrum. But what I wanted to say, I had to write it out. So what I'm gonna do is just read it. It may be a little long-winded, but please bear with me. So here we go. MoNique coins the expression of being black and loud versus black and mild. Because of gender roles, a lot of women in certain demographics are losing ground before one steps out of the womb. Gender roles are a con game that leaves a woman in despair and disarray, to say the least. What good does it do to require a woman to look cute when being attractive is not a form of payment at the utility place? Instead, women should look decent and headstrong, desiring to accentuate their mind and health over beauty and body, because her mind would take her farther than her beauty and body in the long run. For the most part, not teaching females how to roll up their sleeves and get dirty is the one reason why so many females end up in a playpen with pigs and piranhas. MoNique is a professional entertainer. She's a comedian and actress, but she has proven to be one of the monarchs of today's time, such as trials and tribulations, a sovereign head of state, and uniqueness. Not only does a woman need to know that she's trenching in murky waters, but how not to get in close encounter situations, no matter the circumstance, with a certain demographic of men. Other demographics of nationalities are aware of the danger of dealing with certain people, but what about the rest of society, like their females? Because men in a certain demographic tendency are to endanger their females' lives for the ritualistic frame of mind. Furthermore, just in case no one knows, the presence of a female does not dissolve crazy from a man. Instead, puts her in a worse off situation, to say the least. Some of these men are cowards and would lead a woman to the battlefield with a blindfold covering her eyes to save his own life, or worse, to gain a chemical substance like crack. Some men have been conditioned to use a female like it's going out of style. Furthermore, there are also females that have been conditioned to endanger other females' lives with no remorse, which is mentioned as the acknowledgement and not the origin of the problem, because the male is physically stronger than the female. Females are one group of the marginalized. Females are forced to take the short end of the stick, such as the blame or stand up against a burly man or incited group of incels. The past has proven that change is required and coming whether men are prepared for it or not. The past of allowing men to run the home is a figment of the imagination for those that need a brighter tomorrow. Men of a certain demographic don't know how to keep employment, maintain a house, mow grass, be sensible, crack free, or cordial, to say the least. For the most part, a decent group of men in this demographic is the 10 percenters, which leave 90% of these type of men that are in the bottom of the barrel with a skill set as social engineers and extremely violent towards the marginalized. Case in point, Harriet Tubman was cut out of her fortune via her community, and that comes out of Clinton 2004. Rosa Parks in her golden years was attacked by men of a certain demographic. MoNique is being humiliated for speaking her truth instead of being supported by a certain group of people. The truth is, men of a certain demographic have an adverse reaction when trying to receive the notion of supporting their females. Those men would rather create a lower substandardized class system, gender roles, than be crack free by any means necessary, even if that means forcing her male children and females against her in her own house, then inviting the same ill notions on her job and anywhere else. Those men are not looked at as the ones that contemplate useful innovations and systems. Instead, these men fight the marginalized to get luxury out of life, to say the least. The conversation that a certain demographic needs to have then is mental health realness due to crack addiction that plagues them and how that symbolizes the curse that often is attributed to them from the Bible. The usefulness of these massive groups of a specific demographic of men makes, for the most part, the idea that most of them have a crack addiction by just watching them sound absurd. But the truth will at times hit you like a ton of bricks. Men of a certain demographic don't want their females to have a piece of American pie because these men are too crooked and confused. These men don't know how to create change. These men can only create calamity, violence, and mayhem for their females, either in the home or in the streets, to say the least. It's a fact that in times wars are needed, but not towards their own females. Even the pastors in a certain demographic don't see the importance of standing up against gang violence, to say the least. The relationship ends where the money or tithing starts. But reason and rationality are always required. The ability to speak and agree to disagree without being violent to another is a skill set that a certain demographic cannot have because they refuse to see females as requiring the same level of respect as they want from those same females due to their crack addiction. Now, I say that to say let's look at MoNique again. MoNique is unique. She desires to go against the grain, to have more than just money, such as inner peace. MoNique is not motivated by money, although she is more than prepared to fight for what she feels she is owed. For the most part, she desires females to be business strong and not living on a promise for the stars. The head of a sovereign state in her household that she supports. The fact that a certain demographic is insulting her husband for keeping the covering that he rightfully provides versus ridiculing and throwing her to the wolves to stand alone like the masses are calling for is a shame, to say the least, and contrary to a fortified front. The trials and tribulations are only the beginning of a better tomorrow. The provisional and protection promise is inevitable unless the wrath sets in to destroy the remnants of the cursed heathens. So, I know it's a little long-winded, but I wanted to chime in on my thoughts on MoNique. And there you have it. I guess you could say, I love her. I'm rooting for Miss MoNique. And so thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. Until next time, family, stay blessed. I love you.